While using the restroom, the man spotted something unusual. A rock in the distance was shining. He made his way over, he brushed the sand off the rock and glanced over at his friend in the distance, and after a moment of hesitation realized it might be gold. After some thought he decided to call his companion over, to put their hypothesis to the test. They took out a lighter and heated the rock, but after burning it, the rock stayed the same. It was only then that they realized it was truly gold. The two men attempted to unearth the gold, but after digging for a long time, they still couldn't find what they were looking for, to uncover the root of the issue mass, and they soon discovered it was a true gold mine. They tried to pull it out with their hands, but it wouldn't move an inch. Next, they wrapped a rope around the gold and secured the other end to their pickup truck. The partner started the engine, attempting to extract the gold, but the rope suddenly broke under the tension. As night fell, they realized they were at risk of becoming prey to wild animals. They collected some firewood to make a campfire. The two of them sat by the fire. They were imagining a future filled with unimaginable wealth, but before long, reality hit them hard. The urgent issue was to retrieve the gold. They decided one of them would head into town to look for an excavator, while the other would stay behind to keep an eye on the gold. However, the round trip would take several days, and the person staying behind would have to cope with the harsh conditions of the desert. Ward off the wild. The dogs can adapt and survive even when they have limited access to food and water. The following morning, they split up the supplies. However, the companion who claimed to cool down the truck engine ended up using most of the water before leaving. He gave the guy a satellite phone, saying it was the only way for them to stay connected. Once the companion departed, the man piled sand over the gold and fashioned a simple sunshade off the canvas. The following day, while collecting firewood, he chanced upon a crashed airplane. He looked over the wreckage and realized it might be the perfect spot for a campsite. Concerned about being too far from apart some components of the plane, and pulled them back to the gold. He used these materials to construct a cozy little hut close to the gold so he could take a break. However, the intense sunlight and hunger made it hard for him to get a good rest. He gathered his strength. I went back to the gold and took off a small chunk. As he gazed at the shimmering gold piece, he found himself torn between the urge to give up and the desire to keep pushing forward. Just then his satellite phone rang. It was his partner on the line.